Perfect.
Okay. So what's your name?
I introduce myself.
Yeah, introduce yourself.
My name is Theresa Habauer. I'm a German doctor, specialized in pediatrics. So I work with children back home.
Yeah. Okay. Can you tell us in brief about the Hedom and Friends project here in Hedom?
So I have been working in Hedom already for more than 12 years. And I had been living and working in Hedom for 2 years straight. And I came across with a lot of children with birth defects, especially in this area, and a condition called spina bifida. And in Hedom, it is possible to help those children through an early surgery, so where the spinal cord that has the defect is closed.
Yeah.
But a lot of those children, they develop paralysis of the leg, so they cannot walk afterwards. They develop problems with their continence, so a lot of issues. And here in Hedom, as physicians and as a hospital team, we're trying to care about those children even after the surgery has been done. And before I came to Tanzania and also to Hedom, I started a small NGO called Hedom Friends. And this small NGO is supporting basically the pediatric ward here in the hospital with supplies. And by the time when I was here, it developed into a bigger organization that is supporting mostly the project that goes on for the kids with the spina bifida and hydrocephalus.
Yeah, that's nice. And for those who don't know, can you tell the people the importance of physical exercises, or any physical activities to all the kids that are born with birth defects?
Yes, so especially for the ones with the spinal defect called spina bifida, most of them, they're not able to move their legs, so the muscles cannot really develop. And with that, they get maybe problems with the stability, they get problems with the spine. The problem is when they cannot be able to move, they start to crawl somehow, and then they develop wounds on their legs. And that is why it is so important for those children early to get physiotherapy and to really be motivated to be active in order to develop strong muscles to prevent those kind of deformities. And especially also it is important for the kids to move and to be mobile because of their neurocognitive development. Most of them are just sitting at home, not being engaged with friends, they're not going to school, so they have no input, so their development is delayed. But if you maybe, for example, put them on a wheelchair and they're able to move around themselves, they're suddenly starting to explore the environment, starting to play, and that is really helpful for their development.
Yeah. People would like to know about what Hedom and Friends does with small steps, this project that's ongoing, even right now.
So as I said, we started this project in 2011, and it was started in the hospital. So we were doing the surgeries, we were seeing the children for follow-up and to send them back home. And now the project is growing, so the kids are growing up. They're getting into an age where they have to go to school, where they have to use their wheelchairs, and there's nobody here who can teach them how to use the wheelchairs and how to actually become active and mobile. So in Germany, I have a very good friend called David Lebuser, and he works a lot with kids with any kind of spinal defect and that need to be sitting in a wheelchair. So he gives courses, and they go to the gym and practice in the slopes and in the skate parks to move and to lose fear and to especially to overcome fears. And I was very happy with him to actually also have him here in Hedom. And so the idea was born that we might bring wheelchair skating to Africa. And that is how the connection created. We found out that there was a skate park in Usa River run by you.
Yeah.
And so we just said we have to get together and you have to come to Hedom and meet those children who are very, very motivated and active. And that is why we're here and having already the second skating session here in Hedom.
Yeah, and too many more. Yeah. And the last question is, how do you see this partnership between Small Step Skate Park and Head Home and Friends? Like, how do you see the future? Like, what's going to happen
So
next?
there's two things. First of all, of course, I would like to get more children and be involved with the wheelchair skating and also normal skating. To be active, to have fun, to lose their fears, to know when I go out there and when I have to go to school a long way, I don't have to be afraid to use my wheelchair. So that is one point. The other point is that still in Tanzania, it is not very common that children and also people in wheelchairs are included into society. So what my dream would be is to do something for inclusion and to have a place where both kids with wheelchairs and kids that are able to walk are able to come together and to play and easily learn to deal also with kids with disabilities. So the idea is, and my future plan is to have an inclusive area where kids here in the village and our spina bifida kids can come together. And since you are the expert in building skate parks and learning kids how to skate, that is how I think we can work together in the future. And we have a land, a plot, where we want to build a house for those kids and their parents in order for them to stay there for training and teaching. And my dream would be to have another piece of land where we could actually create that kind of area, recreational area for those kids to be active and to be playing. And yeah, to have that together in the future, and maybe even to have a possibility to go and visit the skate park in Arusha, to bring kids from there to here to meet our kids and to just make them understand that this is just completely normal also even to have a wheelchair and to sit and just to be teaching them how inclusive sports function.
Yeah, okay, that's nice. Thank you for your time. Oh, that's more than enough. I just hope everything went